He calls himself the standard bearer.
Ultimately, I am the standard bearer, the standard bearer.
But what kind of standard that nobody follow? This is a standard of no integrity, no accountability. This is a standard of corruption.
I go to my bed, I don't worry.
Real leaders raise the standards, not drag them down.
Every Jamaican deserves a place to call their own home. Our plans are to make that a reality. We don't bulldoze people's homes, we build them. We're going to restore the special low interest rates for public sector workers. We're going to introduce a 3-month moratorium period after you buy the house, so you have some time to furnish it and do little fixing up before you have to start making your mortgage payments. And we'll increase the debt service ratio for public sector workers so that you can qualify for a bigger mortgage loan. We're really thinking about you guys. And for our young people, we have the Young Owners Fund, a $1 billion annual fund within the NHT, where anyone up to 35 who's buying house for the first time, if they're an NHT contributor for at least 2 years, can get a grant of $500,000 towards the deposit on the house. And if you're a person who is working but can't produce a pay slip because you're in the informal economy or you're struggling to save enough for a deposit for a home, we have the rent-to-own plan, where you can go into the house as a tenant, paying rent equal to the mortgage, and after 6 months, if you can establish your capacity to pay the rent on time, you'll be eligible for the mortgage, you can draw down the loan and become an owner of the house and step up in life. Because housing is not just a luxury for the few, it's a must for everyone.
But pop story pan because when you see such lady I go through airport. Ishmael put up that picture there a second. And what kind of dress in that Jamaica?
Ball out! Whoa! Yo, yo, yo.
It's one hand. No, it's one hand. High heels and coat. It's what at Jamaica? It's what that? That look good? No, Jamaica, that really look good. It's one at Jamaica. At the winter coat Jamaica.
What can go so?
That's the Prime Minister's wife. Or that looks like a masquerade. That look good. That don't look good, Jamaica. But you see them say them think them are international. Not even Jamaica. What is this? What is that? It look like a Oliver Guafarin. Uncle Oliver! She
Ball out!
Oliver's lodge. No, sir, murder! Ball out!
Ball out! Whoa! Yo, yo, yo. With it.
16,733, only 2,799 are out. 17% remain out. St. James, 62,455. Only 8,287 remain out, 13% in the second city. And Trelawney, 21,019 customers, for which only 2,501, 12% remain out. Manchester, 49,438, 2,001, 4% remain out. And St. Anne, 47,334, 723 customers, 2%. The rest of the island has been fully restored in all other parishes. Mr. Speaker, these figures must be understood in context. Despite one of the most devastating natural disasters in our history, Jamaica did not experience an all-island blackout. Following the hurricane, 23% of customers retained service. This is as a result of investments in the grid, solid preparation for the hurricane, outstanding execution. Hurricane preparedness resulted in the proactive mobilization with additional linesmen and equipment on the ground before the hurricane made landfall. So just to put it in context, the JPS had a team of foreign contractors in the island before the hurricane hit. And subsequently, we brought 2 more sets of linesmen, approximately 300 linesmen with equipment that landed here. The linesmen landed here between the 15th of December and the 23rd of December. And the equipment, one set of equipment arrived here on the 27th of December and one on the 1st of January. So in real terms, the 300 linesmen that arrived there before Christmas couldn't do much because they didn't have their equipment. However, when the equipment came, one company has been on the ground for 3 weeks and the other for 2 weeks. And this is what you are seeing as it relates to the recovery. What is even more interesting is that when I made a statement in this House, there were many on the opposite side that were totally against it, led by the leader of the opposition. And I can say happily that good sense has prevailed. Good sense has prevailed, and everybody is posting what the success is in Westmoreland and St. Elizabeth.
Minister.
Misleading, you take me a little now?
Turn your mic on.
The minister is misleading the House. The position of the opposition on that matter was that he had indicated that the necessary resources to restore the grid was $350 million US. And he came here to say that the government would be advancing essentially 100% of the cat bond proceeds to JPS as a loan, 150 million US, and he had nothing to say about the other 200, which he said was needed. And we were asking, how is it prudent to proceed in that way? He has flown off the handle, got extremely unpleasant about it, and has still not answered that question, incidentally. We were never against providing financing to JPS per se, but it was the absence of a proper coherent plan to fill a gap which he said existed. He said existed. And he has still not indicated what is the actual cost of restoring the grid. He has not said what the actual cost of restoring the grid is, but he's indicated that this 150 million seems to be adequate to do it. I don't know where the original $350 to $400 million US, which was what was being touted back then. What is the story with that, Minister?
Mr. Speaker, I would ask Hansard to be reviewed. When the statement was made that they were not in support of the $150 million until we knew where the rest of the money was coming, and therefore they did not want the $150 million to be dispersed so the people could get back light. The people want light. Mr. Speaker,
you know, so the boy come back to Parliament with fuckery.
Once and for all.
Donald Trump might investigate a brother about Diane Smith death and this whole part of drugs are coming to Jamaica. You need to talk to the Batty boy and see if you know nothing about it.
We have no discussion or communication about anything other than the $150 million.
No matter when one short say no,
by the end of
January. You have to answer the Mark Golden and when
something comes to me,
I want Donald Trump to creep up on the blood clot. I want to bring the drugs in the island.
Fear of contradiction, that if we had followed them, we would still be waiting on light till the end of this year.
It no matter where you want to say, Batty boy, we want to know the cost. We want to know the cost.
Madam Speaker, let me indicate 2.5 months after the passage of a Category 5 hurricane, important milestones have been achieved despite extreme engineering challenges, access, and constraints. All major hospitals and health centers have been restored, ensuring continuity of essential health care. The Black River Hospital got back light on Christmas Day. There has been 93% overall restoration of all National Water Commission pumps and water treatment facilities supporting water security across Jamaica. And I say congratulations to my colleague Minister Samuda for his hard work and collaboration on this matter.
Only Nigel Sav
yeah, Nigel Sav. And I think, I can't remember.
Mr. Speaker.
Just the tone.
Mr. Speaker.
Particular part, that's it. Everywhere else, they need light.
Long-term system resilience is being strengthened, including the use of pole creep.
You still have to tell how to spend the money. No matter what they want to
fiberglass components and transmission lines designed to withstand category 5 conditions and network redesigns to reduce cascading
no matter what no one say, we still want to know the money spent. So
restorations continue in Hanover, Westmoreland, St. James, Trelawney, and St. Elizabeth, where the work is focused on the most complex last-mile challenges.
Come chat us about there. We're ready for you, know. If we're no longer waiting on this moment, I'm going to pause this thing and listen to some more of the garbage.
We must be clear about the reality of the remaining work. In the Western region, what remains is not simply restoration. It is a redesign and rebuild. The final phase requires infrastructure redesign and full rebuilds, compounded by access challenges including new line routes, land access, installation of thousands of poles, and conductors stringing over long distances. Madam Speaker, Mr. Speaker, I went to Westmoreland on Thursday and I witnessed 324 poles and 15 miles to get light to the Roaring River NWC station. That in itself is going to bring back approximately 50,000 customers in Westmoreland. Had to be done, despite the fact that when you connect NWC, you are only going to get about 1,000 other customers. You know why, Mr. Speaker? Out of the 51,000 customers that remain, about 21,000 are not ready to receive electricity because of the level of damage in their districts and their communities. So when I say that we're going to get 96% by the end of January, if you really look at it and take out the 21,000 that are not ready for electricity, we would be at almost full restoration in the timeline that the government gave when we loaned the money. We have gotten the performance that we desired, Mr. Speaker, despite the naysayers. So let me just indicate, Mr. Speaker, that we are on track and we are going to be in a position to reach there even quicker, because if you recall, we had originally said January to end of February. But based on the work that has been done so far, we will use the month of February to try and get those 21,000 customers back up. And we're going to do it strategically, Mr. Speaker, because we're going to use a JSIF house rewiring. We're going to target those 21,000 customers to help them to get back light quicker. And we're going to use the grants that are going to be announced for rebuilding. We're going to target those grants from the Ministry of Labour and Social Security to those 21,000 customers in those
communities. Because I don't want those 21,000 customers to go in and needs.
Why they are not ready for electricity.
That 21,000 I want to target and I want to put in a needs.
Their house in a position
that I want to target.
So, Mr. Speaker,
you better go and make a lie
in one instance, 40 miles of lines were rebuilt with over 1,000. 5 minutes, Mr. Speaker, 5 minutes.
Mr. Speaker, the member's time for speaking has expired. We ask that it be extended by 5 minutes.
The request is on the floor. Those in favor, those against, the ayes have it. Minister, you may continue. 5 minutes.
$40 miles were rebuilt with over 1,000 poles from Ferris to Cross to Hodges, Westmoreland to St. Elizabeth, to restore just 2,000 customers. Mr. Speaker, restoration decisions are guided by societal impact, not just customer count. The importance of Roaring River National Water Commission Pump Station reflects the prioritization of critical facilities in the restoration strategy. The restoration of services of this facility requires the building of 340 poles. And as I said before, we will get approximately 50,000 customers. Mr. Speaker, this is the good news when I close. You'll recall that there was a first of its kind emergency mobile power generation solution implemented at Treasure Beach on December 15th,